So for today guys, we're gonna try replace the brake proportioning valve. This is a brand new part from Honda. I am just not so sure if this is authentic or original, but so far this is the only and best brake valve that I can get online. And here's the old one. We got the car, or we bought the car June 5, and we already knew that there is some slight leak over here, so we replaced it with a used one, surplus. But still it's leaking, so I think it's time for a brand new one. There you go. It's leaking quite slowly because because I applied some Hardex. Holy crap. But then after a few days it started to leak, so we really need to replace this one. After this we need to bleed the brakes. I need to deal with the line first. I think we need 10mm for this, and also there are 3 bolts for the bracket. I don't know if I can do this. If not, then I'll go to a mechanic. I'll see what I can do first. So far, the first thing I've done is to lessen the amount of brake fluid on the tank. I don't have a proper suction thing, so I just use an old bottle. This is a clean one, and what I do is I put this all the way. Oh no, press it first. I'm sorry. Press it all the way and then push it down all the way, and you should have something inside the bottle. Let's check. Oh, there you go. So I'm just gonna put this in a proper place, and then also when removing the brake proportioning valve, don't forget the bolts on the bracket. They're like 3. Don't remove them first, because if you remove them and you tried removing the, what you call this, I don't know, the fittings over here for the hard brake line, it will be really very hard, because it's the brake valve is not properly braced if you remove all the bolts. So I'm trying to loosen them up using a 10mm open wrench. One by one, I'm starting at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna let the fluid drip in, and then I'm gonna use water to at least waste them off. Let's see what will happen. Whew. Okay, I'm having a problem with the lock or bolt over here, bolt or lock nut. The one on the lower left, this one's giving me a hard time. Maybe it's stripped, but for the other fittings I can go ahead and remove them slowly using a 10mm, and it's now wet with brake fluid. I need to wash this off first. I forgot to mention, I also removed the IACV because it's getting in the way. I don't have enough leverage to reach this last lock nut or fitting. To remove the one on the left, there are like four valves or 4 fittings. You should rotate it like this, there, to remove it slowly. Now on the other side, it's a different story. You have to obviously do it like this way, like so. This one is already removed. I'm just trying to show it to you. Normally this is not really hard to do, except for the bleeding part. It's just that this little sucker over here is giving me a hard time. Maybe it's with the sealant that I use, or I don't know. But I'm gonna let you know what will happen. Whew. Yeah. Well, I still can't remove the brake prop valve. I just covered this one with rag because I don't want to spill extra. Where's that brake prop? I don't want to spill extra brake fluid all over the engine bay. And what I did was, I'm planning to pull out the front left brake line, and she's almost out. Just a little more patience, and I hope we can find a replacement for the whole brake line, or maybe try repair them. I don't know, buy a flaring tool. I don't know what's that called, or a flaring kit tool. Whew. I need to take my lunch. And she's out. Finally, I removed the, what you call this, brake line. I hope I can find something like this. I really don't want to cut and do a brake union. And kind of dirty. I just removed this, what you call this, holder for the accelerator, what you call this, cable, gas cable, throttle cable, okay. And just have to move away or move around over here. I didn't really remove anything much, just this one, so I can fit my hand and work my way around. I hope I can return them back and make the brakes working great once again. Woohoo! So to continue, we now have a new, what you call this, nut, and basically we removed the old one and they used a flaring kit tool. Plus I need to remove the old bracket over here. This one won't fit, it's kind of small. So on this brake prop valve, the old one, you need a special tool. Yeah, the shop who removed this one for me. So I'm planning to get the bracket and transfer it over here. This one's just using Phillips screwdriver, or Phillips screw, sorry. I'm not sure if this one will fit, if the old bracket will fit to the new brake valve. Whew. Anyway, gonna start off now and let's see what will happen. Alright, step by step, and trying to tighten up the hose step by step. I can't find the, there's a rubber over here and I don't know where maybe I've lost it, I'm not sure. So those are the brake fluids on the floor. And for the old bracket, where's that? Here. I cannot, unfortunately I cannot use this because I'm having a hard time removing the new bracket, even though it's only secured by a Phillips screw. So I'm gonna have to live with this, and it's only one bolt holding up the whole brake valve or brake prop valve. It's not yet tight, so I'm gonna have to live with this for a while. This is the new fittings. Let's see if I can install them. If not, then I don't know. And so I am back. 4 down and 2 more to go. As you can see, this is a different bracket. I did not install the bracket yet because it's kind of hard to install all the hose or brake line if the brake valve prop is installed on the bracket or on the car. First thing I did was I installed this part over here, and then seconds this one, third, and then fourth. I don't have a video on how I installed it because I'm using 2 hands, and as you can see they're like swollen. So next thing that I want to do is install the lower part and then the upper part on the right side if you're facing it. I'm not sure if this one will work. Make sure the brake valve is all dry and lines are all dry. You don't want to install the lines while it's wet from brake fluid, so make sure you have a rag standing by with you. If this is your first time installing, removing this, and you hate tools or you hate DIYs, then I suggest you just bring this to a local or an expert mechanic. For me, I just want to try it out, you know, for experience. If I break things or I don't know, but I just want to try this out and see if I can do it on my own. I'll let you know what will happen. I think I still need to bleed them. I just need to rest for a while. I'm about to bleed the brakes or fluid. I'm gonna try the one-man bleed. And so far all the lines are installed, no leaks. Brake fluid installed, pumped it like several times, but we have to bleed all the brakes one at a time. I think I may need my wife's help to go and help me out with the bleeding process. I'm not sure if this one is leaking or what. This are just water. I sprayed some water a while ago to trying to clean it. I'll let you know if this is a success, but if you want to try this out and you don't have a lot of experience like me, I suggest go to a specialist and let them do it for you. And I am down to my second tire, bleeding the front right brakes right now. I just want to check out the, what you call this, bleeding port or bleeding valve. So far so good. A while ago the other one on the front left, it's all clogged up, so I had to clean them out. Or maybe much better if I could just replace this, right? So I think if you are a newbie like me and you want to try out the brake proportioning valve replacement DIY on your own, it's really freaking hard. So it's up to you guys if you have a lot of time, but for me, I don't want to do it again. And I'm not yet sure if it was 100% success. I'll have to check after a week or two if there are any leaks on the brake proportioning valve. But so far I think I'm all set. I just have to bleed out all the tires. I mean, not really tires, the brakes, sorry. For you to bleed out the brake system, you don't really need to remove the tire. I just want to remove it so I can properly shoot and show you the brake valve port or bleeding valve. I think this one is all clean as I can see the hole, but I'm gonna clean this with brake cleaner later on. So adios, that's just me trying to share what I'm trying to destroy or do. Again, there are two sides of DIY. Destroy it yourself or do it yourself. Adios.